For this run, who knows? Our quarterback, Mike Vick, joining us now. Mike, who wins this game, Colts or Bills?
I'm riding with Buffalo. You know, Buffalo, they finished the season, on a hot streak. I think they finished strong. I like the way they really overwhelmed the Miami Dolphins and beat them by 30. I did not see that coming. But I think the big catalyst for all of that has been Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs and their ability to, compete each and every week, prove to be unstoppable, and really put a lot of pressure on defenses. That combination alone, is going to combine for, over maybe 150 yards. And the only chance that the Colts have of stopping them is Xavier Rhodes getting into a groove. And a lot of respect to my man Xavier. I still think he got a lot left in the tank, but he's going to have his work cut out for him with Stephon Diggs. And I'm pretty sure he's up for the challenge. And Phillip Rivers, you just said it, Jenna. I mean, this could be the last run for him. So I expect him to give everything he has, but I don't know if it's going to be enough. A lot of inconsistencies this season, ups and downs. And I think he's weathered the storm for the most part. And they're in a position where this might be his last chance to compete for a title. Yep. So hopefully he takes that serious and takes that into consideration. But collectively as a team, can they put it all together to beat a red-hot Buffalo Bills team? And it's a new era in Buffalo. So they're going to be gunning, and they're going to be, ready for this challenge. So it's going to take everything for the Indianapolis Colts to beat the Buffalo Bills on the road this weekend.
So listen, there's a lot of factors to this game that I could get into. Excuse me, I apologize, America. And I'm not one to, be super excited about backing Phillip Rivers in a big spot. And there's also the legitimate concerns about both of these teams have rookie kickers. I think that could rear its head in this game. Phillip Rivers' playoff record, all of it. But folks don't want to hear me talk about that. They want to hear me talk about Josh Allen. And here is what I don't understand. I don't understand how we have just anointed Josh Allen with a level of respect and deference I've never seen a quarterback get prior to his first career playoff win. He is the most hyped quarterback going into the playoffs without a playoff win that I can ever remember. I remember the hype surrounding Mike Vick going into his first playoff game. Guess what? His team was a touchdown underdog. Nobody was like, you know what? I think Vick's leading the Falcons to the Super Bowl. Nope, they were like, I think they're losing in round 1 to Green Bay. Now, Vick ended up winning, but that's the #1 pick, Mike Vick. And people are like, let's see him do it in the playoffs. In Buffalo, you have a quarterback who's played one playoff game and lost it and didn't play well. You have a coach who I like, but we've seen him play in the playoffs twice. His first performance in the playoffs, his team scored 3 points. And his second performance in the playoffs, they were up 16-0 and lost 22-19. The idea that they are these juggernauts because they're on a good run at the end of the year is beyond me. So I'm going to go with the team with, I believe, the better coach in Frank Reich.
Josh Allen on another level.
With at least the most. He is at another level. But the problem for Josh Allen's levels is he bounces between them. And he's been up at this level for about a month now, which means one of those levels is coming. So I'm going to go with the underdog here. I'm going to be the only person in America that does it. I think the Colts win a close game. And I think the Josh Allen discussion gets back to a sane place,
Yeah, Nick, and you're right. I think what happened was there was that 2 or 3 game skid that Josh Allen had, and it kind of shocked everybody. It was like, man, we thought this kid was going to be the next thing. He was progressing nicely. And then all of a sudden after that skid, he started playing lights out. So if you take the averages of all of those games, he's right underneath Mahomes. 107% passing rate. Mahomes is at 108. So look, I think this kid has huge upside, and I think this kid is ready. A few things here. Let me talk a little football. All right. This is the hottest team, Nick, the Buffalo Bills. We could say that this team should be on a 10-game win streak. If you take away the Hail Murray, they lost to the What's the team? Help me out. The Arizona Cardinals. DeAndre Hopkins. The DeAndre Hopkins on a Hail Mary. If you take that game away in that play, they're on a 10-game winning streak. So that's a little football there. Another little football is when you look at this matchup, it's a balanced matchup. These are two of the teams that can do everything in all three phases. Defense, they can play really good ball. Offensively, they can play really good ball. Special teams, they're solid. So when you look at this, I now shift to the psyche of players, and we don't talk a lot about the mindset of these players, that factor, that thing that when guys get into those big moments, we talk about it around Baker Mayfield in football now, like who is this guy in big moments? You go to some of the greats, the Kobe Bryants, the Michael Jordans, the LeBron James. Do they have that thing that when the lights are on or somebody says something to them, they go to a whole nother level? I think about Phillip Rivers, and I'm a little nervous for my Buffalo Bills team. And the reason why is because Phillip Rivers, and you talked about it, Mike Vick, you talked about it. You said this could potentially be his last chance to go to the AFC Championship, to have his run at the Super Bowl. So think about him playing in the AFC Championship game back in San Diego on an ACL tear. Where's his mindset going to be in this game? Because this is a streaky player. He can get really hot. He can get really cold. If this dude gets hot and wild, it's going to be a scary moment for the Buffalo Bills team that should win this game.
Okay, do you think that could backfire, though, Mike? That Phillip Rivers, like, this might be my last game. I got a high school job waiting for me. And he tries to do too much, and he ends up giving the ball away, and that ends up dooming them. I think if he played sort of a middling game and let Jonathan Taylor, who's been red hot, sort of run it down the Bills' throat, that's their best path to success.
Yeah, it could go either way, Wiles. I think he can go into this game with a mindset of, look, this could be my last game potentially, so I'm going to air it out and just be myself and let it go. Or he can go into the game and play timid or conservative. I would err on the side of him going in and letting the 17-year vet savviness hang all out, especially against a Buffalo Bills team, the quarterback, in Josh Allen, who's up and coming. He's going to try to show him that, look, you might be the next generation or the next wave of quarterbacks to come into the league, but I'm still here holding it down. So I feel like, Phillip has that fire and that passion. And, go back to Josh Allen in terms of what Brandon said, and he hit that skid. And Nick, you was talking about the ups and the downs, throughout the season in his career. Sometimes that bodes well. I think that really helps a quarterback grow. That skid, like Brandon said, you come back and now the passer rating is over 100 for 3 straight weeks. So you learn, in those situations. But for both of these guys, I think they're at the pinnacle. Well, Josh Allen